ernsthaft? Oh, finally. If you want to know why it didn't work, I tell you. The issue is that there is an extra button to start the live stream. And I was like, yeah, let's run down the countdown, and then it starts, and I was connecting and it was showing blah blah blah. Let's go. Hey, first time for good. I will write that down and then we're fine. So first of all, the definition, or my definition of an ultimate guide, is that we go end tier. So we don't do herons, we don't talk about cheap shit. You can take it or leave it, we just jump in. So this one is how it looks like when you have all the stuff in the head you need and the right chip and the right tools. Then you just clear out stuff. It doesn't work all the time, because sometimes there's more shit on the way as you think, but usually you clear stuff super fast and super easy, so there's nothing which is in your way. We just continue because that's just a preview. So then topics, we just focus on efficiency and fast. And the rest on the side, which is these lines, we anyway look through that, but first let's go ship list. You see it in one picture, it's the pacifier. Why it's the pacifier? Because you travel a lot. If you travel a lot and that's your main reason you want a fast ship. Second spot is the buzzard, because the buzzard is then the cheap entrance, costs just 20 mil or so, and can still do a lot, and also is a super specialist in the ghost sites with the Explo buffer tank, blah blah blah. Astero has no nullifier, so if you get in a bubble then you crash back, blah blah blah, you name it. T1, no nullifier, I think there's, I don't know. Can't cloak, warp, blah blah blah, and be A-type, Tengu, Loki. It's a huge chonker, so if you want to bring a tank to this kind of battle, then feel free. You don't need to, but it's an option. You definitely scare off anybody else who is doing data sites or relics. And B tier, a still T2 covered ops, works wonderful, blah blah blah, depending on what skills you have, but we're looking for the pacifier. So why the pacifier? With hyperspatials you go like 18 AU, you can do a little bit more depending on what you plug in your head, depends on what you want. You definitely want to have a Zeugma and a 92040, I will explain later why, but you want to have that because the combination of fusion is just mwah. You can have a mid-virtue, you don't need to, and you can have a proper fitting on the pacifier to scare people off. It's round about 3 bill and it does everything in a very decent job. And you can make that back in, let's say, less than a week, depending on how grindy you are and how other people are going around. So that's the idea. So now we jump a little bit further. So you just head up. You already know that. That's easy, medium, hard. The stuff you see with the suppressors and everything, with the names and the faction, that's all the same. So blah, blah, blah. Fast head up. Live, attack, or however you want to call it, and some of the tools, so I mentioned them. The one heals, the other one slaps 50% of life, block, attack. Since you have a Zeugma, you can only have one, and usually you want to have heal and use it directly, and the rest of the time you don't actually need them. So then I make a little bit of the mass. And you don't need to read that because once I've done this, I found it super stupid and annoying to read, so I made it better. The top one is that what we want to have, the killer one, and the bottom one is your T2 with 40 attacks, so you get an idea. Green is 1 attack, yellow is 2 attacks, red is 3 attacks. As more attacks you do, as more damage you get, as less you can attack further on. So keep that in mind. On the both one, like the viruses in the middle, you just one shot, easy peasy. I think I give you some seconds to look at this to get an idea of it. Just keep it in mind. That's above when we have. let's go one further. So your probe strength should be around 100, and then you can scan everything down. If you have more and some other updates, you scan faster, and then we come back to the idea of what do we doing the most time. We already had the travel part solved with the pacifier. Fast scanning. More probe strength and maybe some deviation and stuff like that, depending on your fit. If you don't want to have a Kaldari scram on it, I don't mind. You can make this faster. If your skills are lacking, then you can always upgrade with faction stuff and everything and some implants so you get around. But keep in mind you want to be around the 100 mark. I don't want to go deeper to that. I think that's fine. So then I have for you a little bit of the game that you get back into this, how the hacking game works. First of all, it's usually on the opposite of your entry point. If you start in the middle, it's like chaotic and it could be everything, so one click and you win. But here for you a little bit of the game, you can guess for yourself in your head if you want. You can also type it in the chat. I give you 5 seconds to choose if it's an A, and B, or an C. And then I will reveal it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. Let's look. So if you guessed C, then you are right. So what you can see is on the left is there's a 1. 1 always implies that something is quite close to you guys. So it could be one of these cores. And if oh, there's the one first to see. I'm not sure how delayed the chat the stream is. So Timothy, yeah, is right. You won. Wonderful. Yeah, and if there's a 1, it can be like one of the tools or the core, or like an hidden one that can be an enemy, or it can be some tools depending on if you're lucky. If you actually need something, it's always bad. No worries, I have one more. Now we start in the bottom left, and the question is it again A, B, or C? It's, yeah, so and I'm showing how it goes. We do the countdown again from 1, 2, 3, 5. There was a 4 missing, no worries. Let me check. And if you guessed it as B, then you're right. You already see a pattern from the beginning. I'm always going around the borders. Sometimes I go middle through if I'm just chaotic. But usually if you go around on the borders, you kind of save and gives you some option. So I have one more. This time it's A, D, B, C, and we will see in some step what happens. So you can make your decision right now. And we slowly go step by step. So I'm starting and I'm going from the top to the bottom, and you see some 2s and some 1s. And if I click to the next one, yeah, I was not checking this section because I don't need any tools. So I was just heading on, then going to the top. So C, is it not? Question is, could it be B? Let me check. Sorry guys, it's also not B. With the 2 here on the top. It could be D, but unfortunately it's A. It could just go down and then I would have it. So it's not always the opposite, but usually when you go around, you head through it, so you will see it. I mean, that's the most. The other thing, if I have you just on ear right now, is you always need to kill. Let me go back, or will they come? No, they will not come. Let me go back fast. Top. Priority killing. Sorry guys, priority killing. You always want to kill the suppressor first, and then you kill the resonance node, which buffs other stuff. What should never ever happen is, if this thingy is up, the restoration node which reduces your attack, that you start scouting for more stuff and finding one of these. It makes everything horrible complicated and you can die. The next thing is, if you have 2 of these, also shit. So if you have one of these scary thingies, kill them first. For the others, I don't mind. You can do whatever you want. These are fun to click because they just die in one shot. So let me head further because I forgot that. Tip. This is not so important, but if you're just curious, that's the amount on easy, medium, and hard stuff on the side. So from 1 to 4 for the data sites. And it's total of 7. This is in total of 6. Blah blah blah. Nothing information as what you need. Next one, the opposite side. That's the relics. Goes the same way. Blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. Okay. How does the shit look like? I'm not showing you a pacifier fit because you can go whatever you want. There's a lot of options. Nothing is wrong. If you go the full scanning boy, and I'm a ghost, you're a ghost, you know you're fit, you're super fast warping, you have a nullifier, blah blah blah. If you are a battle boy, then you have a scram, you have weapons on it, and you lure in the dark for somebody to kill. The issue is if they see you on D-scan, they don't come. So you want to have the implant Knight 20 black class, which makes the data analyzer more attack, but you have less life. If you use the Zeugma, it also counts for the relics. So the easiness you have in the data side to attack, you also get in the relic side, which makes it super easy. Then you can optionally put a virtual set in it for scanning, but you can also go for one of the warping ones or just none if you want to spare and be a little bit more cheaper. And just depends on how much probe strength you want. As more you scan, you get also a feeling when you can skip. This is another class about this 25 steps, blah blah blah. Slot 7-8, you can do more scanning. I think it's pinpointing and deviation or probe strength. Don't put me on. And slot 10, you get 5 life and less cycle time. Whatever. So if you need more life, why not? Bottom, the difference between the low and the mid, so 20% on the base, the other one is 13 plus, blah blah blah. Also not that important. Coming to the end, because it's not that complicated. Ghost side, you can use the ultimate buzzard. You can also make the pacifier. You can make the pacifier suitable. Just look up these tank fits with the PIF X-type Explo stuff. And CCP recently buffed them, so you have, if can explode 30 seconds until the NPC spawns, and I'm not sure if they also made a fixed time for the whole site, but somebody will write that in Dojo, and then we fine. For the sleeper sites, now we come back to the idea at what do we see mostly common in space. We mostly common in space see the relic sites and the datas, and then some of these. So if you have your home space or something, doesn't matter. You can have your specialized Tengu, for example, to do the super rare sleeper cache, and then you get one of these slides. No worries, I will link them later in the channel, and you can then just follow to, I think it's ETH University, and follow the guide or do a YouTube guide of superior sleep. So do I have something more? Nah, this is the special thank you page for the creation of this nice layout and incorporation. Blah blah blah. Join Brave Patreon. Thank you. Okay, Q&A. Questions. You can write it in the chat if you have something. I can also give you the slides somehow. Give me a second. Explore. If you want to watch, you can take it. You can also copy it and make your own version if you want. This is just for everybody, and I'm happy. So I don't see any questions. Let me ask in Dojo. Tomorrow, do you have questions? Are you happy? Yeah, I can do that in Dojo. I think we already have. If you, oh, funny note, if you look up in the ETH fitting thingy, then I can do that. Which client can I start without showing you too much? No, I can't do that. Give me a second. No. Yeah, OPSEC, sorry, OPSEC for a second. I need to claim my goodies from the Solar Fest. So this one. So, and then we make this one again. Then we have this. Then we go to fittings, and in fittings you type in the buzzard, and then you see the buzzard, and here you have the Megalon by Kane Carnifex as a community fitting, which also does everything, but not that nice. Let me show. It's the cheap version. So you have the cargo scanner. I'm not proud of it that there's a cargo scanner on it. Yeah. So if you are one of these cherry pickers, don't do that. In enemy space, yes, but still don't do it. It's not good. So you have the relic and the data analyzer on it. You have a sensor booster because of the nullification. You somewhere a little bit away, so you can't lock that far. You get for safety and warp core stabilizer. So if you fuck up, then you still can get out. Expect the other one has an infection web and MVD blah 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 cloak sister. It's fitting. If you have everything on 5, you're fine. And I think it's 100 mil. I highly assume you can make it cheaper. But that's like the standard version. I can also, let me check. Do I have it here? Where is it? No, I don't have it. Wait, we need to obstacle do again. Cannot show you everything. Too much stuff. So this one, and you want to see the pacifier. Let me see if I have it here. Pacifier civilian, this one. Yep. Don't laugh at me, that's my pacifier fit. So that's, they usually here there are 2 weapons on it. They are missing in this thingy. There's a Federation 200mm plates on it for some tank and a small Uncertainly. No, there's no afterburner on it. I'm quite sure I had an MVD on it. Okay, it's also not the right one. Is this one? No. And this one is the cheap one. Okay, imagine there's an MVD on it, there's a Kaldari Navy on it, there's a Zeugma on it. No, I don't have a cargo scanner on it. I'm sure there's a cat battery on it. Sorry, it's also not up to date. But yeah, that's the idea of the pacifier, and then you put 2 small hyperspatial, and it still goes under 4 seconds. So you kind of fine. Usually they don't, like, if there's a good camp, then they catch you. I will send some fittings into the blah 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 dojo channel and then see what we can do. Anything else? Let me drink something. Oh, this was a long break. Okay, then I think we are tutti. If you don't have any more questions and you are satisfied with the ultimate solution of a pacifier, if you have a better ship which succeeds in speed, scanning, which doesn't matter because I think they all have the same bonuses. Speed is a pacifier. Maybe it's awesome tank. Boy, I have no idea. No, I think it's a pacifier. Like, I'm very certain it's the pacifier. I like that ship. Don't die in it, it's 500 mil, but yeah. Okay, then we slowly finish that out. I close this. We don't need this. Then, thank you very much for watching. I hope this gives you an idea in which direction you want to go with your exploration career. And if you want to step a little bit lower, like for example how to do the scanning stuff, or how to be safe traveling in maybe safe traveling, then things. You can go on Kane Carnifex. I have a video where I made 400 mil. If you see me cherry picking there, cut it out, make a clip. There is another change from today. Let me check. Wait. No, that's not what I want to click. Capital bottlenecks, blah blah blah. No, I don't care about that. Timer range tightened, blah blah blah. Ghost sites, blah blah blah. Main field, blah blah blah. Volume reduced, blah blah blah. No, no, no. No, this is actually that's what we had already. Like, this is now a little bit nicer written, but in the original patch notes, wait, this was this one here. Dip, 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 dip. See? This. So this one here is somewhere here in this long text. I think, I don't know, but it's somewhere hidden. Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries. I'm fine. Like, it looks like they write it up a little bit more and made a little bit more explanation about it. I'm fine with the things. If you anyway still watching and you didn't left, if you hoarding Explo stuff, either you are super hardcore gamble guys and you're not expecting that the price drops, but they give you a hint. As long the rigs prices are not dropping significantly, like going down, why should the prices for the Explo stuff, for the salvaging and everything, go down? So you can sell a little bit, depending on how much you have. Like, if you are a big fish and you have like 20 bill plus, then I don't need to talk to you. But if you have right now on the edge something like 2 bill or something, you should consider selling it. Because it's just too much Explo stuff with these upgrades and everything. And either they will, I don't know, maybe they do something or not. I'm fine. Like, we can do this for 6 months and see if the capital bottlenecks and everything, the prices go down with the rigs. Because back in the days, T2 rigs weren't that expensive. And we're not talking about the capital ones because it's ridiculous. So, if you ask about the first sleeper side, then yes. If you ask about the second one, a little bit. And the third one, I tell you, there's like strictly follow the rules, because you can die. There's like, I think so, a killer cloud or something moving around and a sentry room and So keep shooting and I keep talking about something I don't know. Bloop, 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 bloop. Maybe read the full patch notes. No, it's a stat, yeah. No, the chance player reserve capital has been increased and less than standard, but this is standard should be hours, or? Wait. Okay, I will slowly roll that out now. I give them another minute, because then we have, well, good, I started a little bit late, so we done that super fast. See if Jarvan comes with his question and then I will answer it, but we can also just go on the Explo thingy. Then we go here, and then we go to the eWiki. Shout out to eWiki for the guides. And then you actually can have a look, and it's kind of like what you need to do. And it looks like they also do it with an Heron for the solar array room. And then you already start reading what is what. Ah, see, the solar array power plant is the second room, or the first one you come in. I was wondering if you had a recommendation for completing entire sleep site, including the final room. Boah! When I was going down this rabbit hole and searching for it, the conclusion was that you can bling out the Tengu, which there was something with the final room. Do I want to do the site and do a guide? No. Wait, let me check. There was... No, it's definitely not the Magnate, the Cruisers. Yeah, there was something with the Nestor, but this is ridiculous. I would never do that. Tech 2 cruisers, blah blah blah. Let's scroll up, blah blah blah. Particular, blah blah blah. High grade cruisers, Clavium, blah blah, piston, blah blah blah. C type tank modules. It looks like it's a Tango with a mobile depot, and you refit for the certain rooms for a certain tank, and be confident. I think it's in front of the blah 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 blah, not the archive room. Oh yeah, no, this one is it. Is it that one with the cloud? Ah yeah, colors, shockwaves, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, you see, I'm not that 100% certain about the sleeper size because they are. I know that the first one is. If you ever get one from the first one, do it because it's super easy. It's kind of a mini game where you need to fly around and don't touch the clouds. And for whatever reason, don't touch the silos because they explode. And so MVD, blah blah blah. The second one. Oh, see? So long that I've done the second one. Blah 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 blah. Was was also one room, or? See, there's no stuff in my head, so I can't tell you something about the second room because I stopped on the first one and never done the second and the third one. I was reading a lot about it. I had the fittings and everything, but then I lost the track to do it. So maybe somebody else. Okay, we're done. We have stuff to do. See you later for the next time. Bye bye.